2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll be watching the Indiana Pacers playing against the New York Knicks. For New York, with a record of 3-7 over their last 10 games, they have been struggling. Wins hard to come by. We'll see if they can grab one tonight. So we're right around halfway through the season. Jack, a lot of trade discussions happening. What are your keys to making a great deal?
Well, it depends on your goal. You want to win now? You want to win later? A combination of both? Does your analysis ever make changes out of emotion?
Well, acquiring players that fit your system. You have to have a system first. That's the key. And if your trade looks too good to be true, it probably is.
I meant to say, do your analysis, never make changes out of emotion.
Okay.
See, I was emotional when I was talking about it.
Well, I heard you. I understood it. I understood
All right.
it.
You did?
Not really, but.
Me either. And now with the tip-off coming up shortly, it's time to send it to Kevin Harlan for the call.
It's an Eastern Conference matchup as the New York Knicks come into town in this one. The NBA on 2K Sports. Thanks for joining us this Sunday afternoon. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our reporter tonight on the sideline, David Aldridge. The last time these two teams met, it was the New York Knicks who came away with the W against the Pacers.
A huge margin of victory for them when these two teams squared off last, and they got scoring from up and down their lineup.
Yeah, the reserves, the guys coming off the bench, Greg, made their presence felt. And, of course, with their big lead, they were able to give the bench a lot of run.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, guys, Victor Oladipo trained with Dwayne Wade heading into last season. Now, Wade says, we talked about not knowing the path of your career. Don't put limitations on yourself. The result for Oladipo was an all-star appearance. Kevin?
He's definitely in an upward trajectory, D.A. Thank you. And at this point of the season, Clark, we can see which teams have the better depth, the better bench. If you would, talk about the importance of having a strong bench over the long haul.
For contending teams, I think it's a difference maker because it allows you to work through the length of the season in a more measured way, which gives your key players rest. You spread out the minutes over more players, so that tends to lend itself to freshness as you get ready for the playoffs. I don't know if you can overstate the value of a quality bench when you're a team that's expected to make a deep run in the playoffs.
And now the New York Knicks starters. We've got Trier. Vonleh's out there with Robinson. Then it's Dennis Smith, and it's Knox in at the 3. Now here's Collison. Outside Turner. It's Oladipo on the wing. Shoots from 12, and it's Turner finishing it off.
Outstanding anticipation that time from Oladipo, seeing the floor extremely well and then zipping the pass over to the open man.
Tries again, rejected by Young. And Turner kicks to Bogdanovich. He doesn't hit that one. Excellent D that time from Robinson. Here's Trier, guarded by Oladipo. Trier passes to Smith. Here's Trier. Clock at 6. Smith outside. Over Collison. Here's Vonleh. Rejected by Young.
Thaddeus Young using that expansive wingspan to put that shot in reverse.
Indiana moving the ball over. Oladipo finds Collison. The three-pointer is right on target.
And that's good stuff from him. Nice touch.
Collison! Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Here's Knox. He's covered by Bogdanovich. Now here's Collison, the fast break opportunity. And Young slams it home.
Spotting the open man, Collison, a capable playmaker.
And here's Smith. He's coming off a 25-point game against the Hornets in Charlotte. Here's to Vonleh. Poked loose. Passes it to Trier. 5 to shoot. And the call will be against Thaddeus Young. That is his first foul of the game. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. 6 to shoot. They get a hand on it. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
And looking now at some numbers for Oladipo, he's been fantastic over the last 10 games or so, averaging 21 points per game, 2.5 steals, and 6 assists. And you look at his gaudy steal numbers defensively, he makes his presence felt on every possession.
And you know what I like about it, Greg, is he gets great position, then uses those quick, strong mitts of his to rip the ball out of there.
Here's Turner. Excellent D that time from Robinson. Knocks it loose. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession. And now you see the 2K leaderboard. Not only have these teams caused a lot of turnovers over the last 10 games, but they've scored off them as well. Second, the Pacers.
I mean, they've gotten a little more aggressive defensively. You can become a more confident team on that end, and so much of it, I think, has to do with forcing turnovers and creating offense.
And so New York calls timeout. They're first. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And you know what? They were giving away points, missing at the line, a big factor in the outcome.
Ditto that. When you give up this many points at the line, makes it a lot easier for the opposition.
Now, here's Vonleh. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Good on the bucket.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Collison against Smith. Collison kicks to Bogdanovich. Pass to Turner. Back to Bogdanovich. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Bogdanovich has got his first basket of the night.
On the perimeter and on the inside, too, Bogdanovich able to put points on the board.
Knicks trail by 5.
And, you know, last year was a bit of a mixed bag for Miles Turner. I mean, he was expected to take another big leap forward into stardom, but didn't quite get to that point. But sometimes growth is not a straight line. It's up and down, sideways a bit. This young man's got the character and talent to be an all-star in the near future.
Here's Smith. Bogdanovich picking up that last basket. No good there off the double clutch. Collison against Smith, and stolen by Vonleh. Oladipo with the block.
I think the athleticism of Oladipo is what makes him a plus defender who can actually get his share of block shots even though he's not that big.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
Here's Trier. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And Clark with Turner last season battled some injuries and had to work to come back to his consistent rotation time role.
Kevin, how many times have I said it? I know we're in the microwave age, but you have to be patient with these young guys, especially big guys. They just traditionally take longer to develop. You've got to remember he played 1 year of college basketball at an outstanding rookie year. The sophomore year a little bit bumpy, but still progress made. This guy's got great promise and potential, and he's going to be an impact player for a long time.
And so it's New York with it. Victor Oladipo unable to get his last shot to go.
Man, the defense of Turner is astounding. I mean, he positioned himself well to come up with a lot of blocks.
And some changes here for the Pacers. Sabonis comes in for Young, and it's Matthews in for Bogdanovich. The pass to Ntilikina. Azonia up top. Pass to Moutier. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Launches a 3. Sabonis grabs the board. Looking at the last game for the Indiana Pacers, it was a loss to the 76ers in Philadelphia. He gets that one.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score, or just great ball movement.
Knicks trail by 9. Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
And really one of the best assets of Sabonis is his mind for the game. Very aware on the offensive end, knows how to create chances, and just plays the game with his mind as much as his athleticism.
And some changes here for the Pacers. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Miles Turner. Evans comes in for Victor Oladipo. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Darren Collison. And New York with a change here too. Thomas is checked in. Here's Ntilikina. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Hornets in Charlotte. Trying to get something going. Count that bucket. And for Sabonis, we all know his father was one of the best when it came to seeing the floor, Greg. As a big man, his passing game was terrific.
And skills like that go a long way in the NBA. Sabonis does all the little things that free up shots for himself and his teammates. Is starting to play with more aggression, and this is a guy that can be an all-star. Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
And there's a whistle that goes on Corey Joseph. That is his first foul of the game. And the Knicks making a change here. Dotson's checked in. Lasagna, the pass to Thomas. Here's Dotson. O'Quinn defending. Shot clock at 5. Here's Dotson. It's rebounded by Indiana.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
And Matthews gets it to go.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Here's Ntilikina. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now, he averages about 9 points a game. Here's the floater. And it's blocked by O'Quinn. Out to the wing. Joseph has an open look. A second chance effort. Sabonis. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. New York called for the foul.
Domantas Sabonis, so versatile, brings so much to his position. He scores, he passes, rebounds, and defends at a high level.
2 shots.
First free throw is good. So many outstanding athletes in this great game of pro basketball. Talk about a couple guys, Clark, who maybe aren't widely known or regarded in that way, but are terrific athletes.
Yeah, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope comes to mind. Great size and endurance and stamina. Tell you what, Clint Capella for a big guy.
Yes.
Gets up and down well, good strength. I'm very impressed, and still very, very young in his career. Those would be 2 guys I would highlight. And Terry Rozier had a bit of a breakout season this past season with the Celtics. So those would be a couple of guys that I would put on that list.
And here are the Knicks now. Following the 3 from Tyreek Evans. Here's Ntilikina. Scored the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And, you know, the length of Ntilikina, man, takes long strides when he's driving inside to get past the defense. Fantastic stuff.
Pacers leading by 14. And Joseph kicks to Sabonis. Back to Joseph. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Emmanuel Mudiay picks one up.
And, you know, the Pacers were one of the better teams in the East last year. Many wondered just how or why the Pacers were so good. I think you point to the chemistry this team has is something that you can't deny, along with having a star that endeared himself to his teammates in Oladipo.
2 shots.
And that one misses. And along with the chemistry the Pacers enjoy, another strength, Clark, is their guard play.
Well, Kevin, they've got a number of guards that can initiate the offense, and they all do it fairly efficiently. Don't turn it over much, and they all can shoot it and drive it. So that group of guards is really a strong part of this team.
And the second free throw, good.
Yeah, you can just see it in Corey Joseph. He loves to hoop. I mean, he's a talented offensive player who also gets after it on defense.
Moutier looking around to the left side wing. Here's Dotson. He's covered by Joseph. Shoots. Dotson gets the bucket. And it's Joseph with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. It's a 13-point game. Sabonis kicks to Evans. Back to Sabonis. Tries to save it. Here's Moutier, and Moutier throws it down.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Now here's Evans. Here's Sabonis, and that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
And with the break in the action, let's look at the stats for Tyreke Evans. He's putting up about 14 points tonight, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
Sabonis kicks to Joseph. Indiana moving the ball around. And that one drops.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Giving up too many open shots. I mean, that's what's happening here, Greg. They look to me to be a bit sluggish.
Now here's Moutier. He's coming off a 10-point game against Charlotte. Hezonja with the ball. Sinks the three-pointer.
Timeout.
Hezonja's got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, you got to really get into Hezonja's airspace because he's looking to pull as soon as that ball hits his hands.
So timeout called here, the first for Indiana.
And you know what? Last season was a bit of an awakening for Mario Hezonja. Written off by most, but he showed that he has a lot to offer. I thought he played fantastic basketball in the second half of the season. Let's see where the Pacers are, Kevin, in terms of the NBA rankings right now.
And you look at their opponents' points per game. Now, some of that can be influenced by pace of play, but I still like what I'm seeing from them defensively. Getting stops, a big part of how they win games.
Indiana leading by 10. Now here's Joseph. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Stolen by Thomas. Here's Dotson. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Fantastic speed on the break. Speed kills, showing no mercy in transition there, partner.
Now here's Matthews. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Here's Sabonis. That shot no good. And New York will come the other way.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
And here is Joseph following Emmanuel Moutier's three. Sabonis, no good.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
They retain possession, and Hezonja gets it to go.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here. The defense was less than impressive there, but despite them not really contesting that shot, he still bricked it. Tell you what, Kevin, they will take that look every time. Limited defense, great shot, just came up empty. You live with those.
Now here's Evans. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the 76ers in Philadelphia. 6 to shoot. To the inside. Here's O'Quinn. Uses the glass to finish the layup. O'Quinn's got 6. 2 for 1 opportunity here if they want it.
And no doubt, Kevin, if I'm them, I go for it.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And Nate McMillan, a coach with multiple stops in his career, had good success last season with the Pacers.
And, you know, to some that was a surprise, but McMillan does a lot of things well as a coach. He communicates well. He demands accountability. And his teams typically play a smart brand of basketball. And actually, it's a reflection of how Nate was as a player.
The first one falls.
Boy, Hazonia, gotta love him. I mean, he's a fantastic 2-guard with great size.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Fast break. Here comes Indiana. Collison with the ball. Got that one up quick. Oladipo's got his second basket of the game.
You got to keep an eye out for Oladipo from downtown at all times. I mean, he's a sniper from outside.
Collison against Smith, and Vonleh has it in the corner. Here's Knox. And in the game with Charlotte, he did not play well. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
Well, it definitely was a disappointing part of his game this year. Not the numbers he was hoping for from the stripe.
Now Oladipo, 17 points for him last game against the 76ers in Philadelphia.
Yeah, passed the ball well that last time out. Pinpoint passes and racked up a bunch of assists.
And so the first quarter is in the books. Pacers lead by 4. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Indianapolis. Frank Ntilikina has established himself as a legit defender. He spoke about his mindset.
Defense is 80% of will and 20% ability. So you try to stop the player in front of you and you try to deny him to score the basket. That's just the challenge, and that's what I love in this part of the game.
A young player with an advanced understanding of defense, and his length gives him an edge.
And his defense is something he enjoys. If he can put it all together at both ends, he's a player you can build around.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Pacers so far, guys.
For me, that defense in the first period, just tremendous shot blocking.
Yeah, it's been impressive for me too, Greg. I mean, they've snuffed out a lot of shots, and I think they've had an intimidating effect on the opponent.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. On the court right now for the Pacers, Collison and Oladipo are the guard set. Down low, it's Young and Turner, and it's Bogdanovich in at the 3 spot. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
Yeah, also something I like out of them so far, they're throwing their bodies around in the paint, and the physicality is taking its toll.
Free throw good, Bogdanovich. You had a terrific amateur career. You made NBA all-rookie first team. Can't exactly call you a late bloomer at all. You were really thriving.
Yeah, I had a lot of great people around me, Kevin, from the time I started playing in middle school to high school, college, the pros. Actually was fortunate Herb Williams, a teammate of mine in college at Ohio State, was also with the Pacers when I got there. So that helped my transition immensely to have a friend, veteran guy in the league. He had been there a year before me, break me in, and then I had an opportunity to play a lot and show what I could do, but I attribute it to good fortune, favor, and a lot of good people.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. And for Victor Oladipo, for so many teams, he was the second option in offense, but now, Clark, he's shown he is a full-fledged #1 option.
And you know the thing about that, Kevin, that's really heartening is his teammates love him being in that spot. And that speaks to Oladipo's unselfishness and character. I mean, Russell Westbrook and Aaron Gordon both had great things to say about Oladipo's success leading the team. And again, just a credit to who he is as a young man.
And here's Smith after Miles Turner was able to get the triple. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Here's Smith. Bogdanovich picking up that last basket. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. And with that shot, the Indiana lead is cut down to just 12 points with the basket from Knox. Here's Indiana now. Big stretch here going 10-2. Collison deciding where to go with it. Now here's Oladipo. D right on him. Just 5 on the clock. Collison finds Oladipo. And that one goes long. Knicks trail by 12. Smith outside. Shoots the 3. But he recovers it. And there's the foul. And Darren Collison picks it up. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Here's Smith. No points in the game yet for him, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on Darren Collison.
Yeah, and you know, Smith's not afraid of the contact. In fact, he embraces it when he's going up to shoot.
Well, Dennis Smith Jr., one of the scariest players to see coming at you down the lane, Clark. He can just wreck the rim.
Oh, big time, Kevin. Not only does he finish hard, he does so violently and with some anger attached to it. The kind of dunks where you're worried if defenders are going to get hurt trying to challenge him. This guy is explosive. No surprise he was in the dunk contest last season, and I don't think that's going to be his first invite.
That free throw, no good.
Got to appreciate Dennis Smith now. I mean, this guy is terrific at scoring from everywhere. Very athletic and explosive.
And the second free throw, good. And you know, Dennis Smith Jr. is a player who just is oozing with confidence when you see him play.
Yeah, I just love how Smith Jr. will attack every player he goes up against. Chris Paul, who Smith Jr. goes way back with, noticed how even as a rookie, he approaches every challenge head on. As a rookie, Smith Jr. was just jawing at the vets and dunking on everyone. He has the game to back up that personality.
Now here's Collison. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. 4 on the clock. Young draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And that's what makes Young so dangerous, in my opinion. I mean, his ability to cut in off the bounce and finish through contact, that puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
One shot.
And that one misses.
And, you know, Thaddeus Young, the veteran forward out of Georgia Tech, over a decade of service in the NBA, and he's still one of the more dependable scorers you'll find in terms of over the course of a season.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, it seems every season new records are set for the number of three-pointers made and attempted. It's proven to be successful, and of course, it is a copycat league. It's hard to know why it took so long for everyone to catch on, but now that they have, the effects continue to ripple throughout the league.
They sure have, David. Thank you. And for Young, a veteran, as you mentioned, Clark, still one of the more athletic players in the league.
Yeah, he really is. Very impressive how long Thaddeus has been as consistent as he's been. Does a nice job running the floor. Really good in shot selection, and has become a more vocal leader as he is one of the older guys in the league.
And the wide open shot from Collison. Drops in the tray. Collison's got his second bucket tonight.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
The Knicks have made 3 of 5 free throw attempts.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
You know, their percentages dropped off just a little bit compared to last year, guys, but it's not a huge drop-off, so no major concern.
And he knocks down the first one. Tyreke Evans is checked in for Darren Collison. No good on the second free throw.
And didn't have a single free throw in that first quarter, but he started to play with a little bit more of an edge to his game here in the second.
Here's Knox. He has 7, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for the Indiana Pacers. On Tuesday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then on Wednesday, they'll be matching up against Kyle Lowry and the Toronto Raptors.
And looking at the Wizards matchup, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
Here's Oladipo. It's tipped.
He's been terrible. Absolutely awful. I mean, can't get it going. His shot isn't there right now. He's got to help him some other ways. He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And you can feel that Oladipo was on the verge of a breakthrough, and boy, did he ever. Everything came together for him, and he is now not only an elite scorer, but an all-star. Can attack from any distance and has a variety of ways to hurt the defense.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Oladipo. And for Oladipo, Greg, there wasn't just one moment that gave him that push.
I mean, his development was less of having a eureka moment and more of everything just coming together. Has always had the strong athleticism, has refined his shot to make the most of it, and while it took him some time, he's now the player everyone hoped he'd be when he was the 2nd overall pick.
And, you know, Oladipo is one of those multifaceted players. I mean, he can do just about anything you ask of him when he's on the court.
Here's Smith. Over Sabonis. Smith's shot is good. Smith's got 6 in the quarter.
He's really starting to ramp it up now, getting involved in the offense here after being held without a point in the first.
Oladipo, the pass to Evans. Out to Turner. Fires the three. Yes, and a nice assist from Evans. 10 points for Miles Turner.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Smith the pass to Vonleh. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Turner's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Oladipo. Moutier with the rebound.
I can't explain what happened there, Kevin. I mean, he had the layup. Looked like it was a simple play. Somehow the defense threw him off just enough to cause the miss.
Now here's Vonleh. Defended by Sabonis. For 3, Smith buries the long-range jumper. Smith's got 9.
And I tell you what, if the defender is not on Smith before the pass, it's too late because he's always ready to fire and he burns you.
Now here's Matthews. Back to Oladipo, the 11-footer. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. He's got 11.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points. And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
And it's the Pacers with the ball. The Knicks making the shot. It's taken away by Smith. Passes it to Moutier. In the hoop for his 4th field goal. 4 for 7 shooting and looking for more.
And boy, has he come alive. Since the start of the second quarter, he has been on fire.
And the Pacers call time here. And last season, LeBron said that the Knicks made a mistake passing on Dennis Smith Jr. in the draft. Of course, they took Frank Ntilikina out of France.
Yeah, a little shade thrown Ntilikina's way last season. Of course, he's one of the youngest players in that draft, and so plenty of time for this young man to fulfill his potential.
Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for the Pacers. Corey Joseph comes in for Victor Oladipo. And so it's Joseph with it. He'll bring it up for the Pacers. 17 points was their biggest margin. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. Now here's Evans. He has 5. Pass to Sabonis. Over Hezonja. Sabonis, no good. Knicks trail by 13. Knocked away. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Joseph. And a look now at the breakdown between 3-point and 2-point shots attempted here tonight for Indiana.
Liking the effectiveness they've shown here from three-point land. And I say, hey, shoot it more. They've been successful with a high field goal percentage, and we'll see if that continues to be a part of their arsenal.
Here's Dotson. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Here's Ntilikina. He's covered by Matthews. 6 on the shot clock. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Now, here's Joseph. Drops it in from 11 feet. And the Pacers lead by 13.
Quite smooth with the ball in his hands. Corey Joseph loves, on occasion, to get tricky with it.
Here's Ntilikina. Here's Moutier. A three-pointer off the mark.
You know, he's yet to hit another 3 after nailing one in the first, but I don't think that's going to stop him from shooting.
Evans outside. Inside, here's Joseph. Knicks with the rebound. Thomas got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Ntilikina kicks to Moutier. 2 open that time, made it look too easy. Moutier's got 6 here in this quarter.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. And the Knicks making a change here. Cornette's checked in. Here is Matthews. Got it. Good job in the low post. Matthews has got 5 points so far.
Hey, give Matthews credit, Kevin. I mean, he has an ability to get his shot up over the defense quickly.
The Knicks have converted 4 of 7 free throws on the night. First free throw is good.
And still trying to find his footing in the league. Moutier must show improvement in his shooting moving forward.
Ellinson's checked in for New York. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Here's Joseph. Now the pass to Sabonis. Kicks it to Evans. In the hoop for his third make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
And how about the efficiency Evans has shown in the paint? Once he's got his position, he's looking to score.
Now here's Ellinson to the paint. Here's Dotson. And the basket for the 4th time from the field. He's a healthy 4 for 6.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Evans finds Matthews. And here's O'Quinn. Pass to Sabonis and stolen by Thomas. And here we go. Fast break. Moutier's got it. And there are the Knicks with another bucket.
Well, I liked the first quarter he had. I mean, and I'm loving the second quarter even more. Playing with a lot of momentum right now.
Now here's Joseph. Outside Matthews. Thomas against Sabonis. Pacers have made 5 of 8 of their free throw attempts.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
The first one falls. Robinson's checked in for Ellinson. And he makes both free throws. Knicks trail by 11. And here's Moutier. 15 points in the game. Jacks up a 3. And Hezonja gets it to go. Hezonja's got 9.
And Hezonja clearly capable of knocking down the triple. I mean, his shooting form is as good as it gets.
Holiday left side. That's good from Joseph on the assist by Holiday. He has 5.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Here's Dotson. 8 points for him. Shot clock at 6. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Yeah, they've gotten into a nice flow this quarter.
Yeah, looking to turn things around here, Greg, and cut into this lead.
Now here is Holiday. 29 seconds left in the first half of the game. Sabonis, the pass to Joseph. Over to the wing. Holiday inside the line. And the rebound goes to the Knicks.
Don't have to be in a hurry. They can hold for the last one.
That's exactly what they should do. I mean, you don't want to give the opponent another possession here. Make sure you get the last one.
Thomas goes in, and good that time. Thomas got his first 2 points of the night.
Resplendent release on the floater. When executed correctly, it's a beautiful, effective shot.
And so it's Indiana with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Victor, you ignited the team in the first half, but what do you need to do better in the second half?
Defense. We just got to do a better job defensively, including myself. I got to lead the pack defensively. I think when we do that, we're effective. And we're a great team on offense. When we move the ball and we share, we're a great team. Defensively, we got to tighten up a little bit, and we're going to do a better job of that in the second half.
We will see, Victor. Thank you for your time, man. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Diesel and the Jet. Welcome to the halftime show on 2K Sports. For the Pacers, the first quarter was pretty even. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. Taking a look at the Pacers, Kenny, some perspective, please.
Well, they made a concerted effort to get out on the fast break. Dunks, alley-oops, run the lanes at every opportunity, and it's wearing the defense down.
Shaq, what did you think about New York?
Well, they faced an all-out aerial assault, bombs everywhere. But they're still in position to win this game. But they were bombed from deep all half long, Ernie. They need to revamp the perimeter approach on defense. They don't need to take everything away, but they got to make it harder.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
A flyover of downtown gives you a great perspective of our location as we welcome you back to Indianapolis. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. We're seeing a tremendous game here from Emmanuel Mudiay.
And through the first two periods, it seemed he got to the paint whenever he wanted to, just a slasher's mentality.
Yeah, you know, good things happen when he cuts to the rim, Greg, and you cut into the heart of the defense like that, makes things easy.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. And New York, looking at who they've got, Robinson is out there with Von. And it's Smith, and it's Trier in at the 2. Now here's Collison, stolen by Robinson. And a fast break now for New York. Here's Von Lay. And no good that time. Good defensive work there by Young. And Oladipo kicks to Turner. Young dishes to Collison. Excellent defense there from Smith.
You know, he can be a little hesitant near the rim. We saw it there. If the defense offers just a little bit of resistance, he doesn't take it up quite strong enough.
The Pacers making a change here. Evans is checked in. Knox, he's checked in for the Knicks. Knicks trail by 6. Passes to Smith. To the middle. Here's Vonleh. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Vonleh's got the first field goal the second half for the Knicks. And here's Oladipo. He'll bring it up for Indiana. 17 points was their biggest margin. Evans finds Bogdanovich over Vonleh. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And the foul on Miles Turner. That is his first foul of the game. The Knicks have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. And for the most part, when Bogdanovich is out on the floor, he's there to do one thing, shoot.
And I tell you what, when you can shoot like that, that's all you need to do. Great catch and shoot player who can stretch the defense. You cannot leave him alone. And really, his presence frees up so much for his teammates on the floor.
Here's Evans. Here's Turner. The kick out to Young. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Young's got 7 points.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
Smith outside. And there's another one for the Knicks. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. Pacers leading by 3. Evans with it. Now Smith defending. Bogdanovich against Robinson. Evans passes to Oladipo. And the Pacers another 3.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
And their defensive rotations have been non-existent.
To the inside. Vonleh. Ejected by Young. Oladipo against Smith. It's rebounded by New York. Robinson's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Here's Trier. He's covered by Bogdanovich. And Oladipo, here we go. And Young kicks to Turner. Indiana moving it around. To the paint. And it's Young. That time on the assist by Evans. And it's an 8-point Pacer lead.
Terrific timing on that pass, placing it in a great spot, ideal spot where his teammate could score.
Pass to Knox. Now Vonleh. He is covered by Bogdanovich. The pass to Smith. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Knox. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Oladipo. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And when you see Miles Turner play on the offensive side of the ball, the amount of skill he has at his age is just amazing.
Yeah, already a great pick and pop player. You know, not going to be much of a banger down low, but has enough touch outside where he won't need to be. But while he's still a work in progress offensively, I think he's shown that he has a very high ceiling in terms of his skill set.
We're hearing more players and coaches express their political beliefs, their social concerns, trying to, in a positive way, affect change, Clark.
And Kevin, I applaud it, respect it, admire it, and can't get enough of it. As long as players and coaches are well informed about that which they talk about, and most of the NBA guys are. And I think it's important that wherever we are in life that we use our platforms to express our views. That's part of what being a citizen of this country is about. So I don't think you necessarily compartmentalize your life. If there are issues that are dear to you, that you want to speak out on and educate yourself about, then you use your platform for that purpose while performing your job, which just happens to be playing NBA basketball or coaching NBA basketball.
Now Smith following Tyreek Evans' three-point attempt. Knox the pass to Smith. Over Young. And it's Smith missing.
Obviously, I mean, it would go a long way if he's making his shots. Right now they're behind, and they certainly could use his help.
And now the Knicks on the break. Here's Ntilikina. Pass to Knox. Smith trying to break loose. Count it, and the Pacer lead has been cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Knox. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
And he could tell his guys were dragging a little bit, calling timeout to kind of let them catch their breath.
Matthews, he's checked in for Indiana. And New York with a change here, too. Hezonja's checked in. Pacers leading by 8. Evans feeling it out a bit. He kicks it to Bogdanovich. Yes, and a nice assist from Evans. Evans has got his 6th assist on the night.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Here's Knox. 9 points in the game so far. Good, nice play there from Vonleh.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
Here's Evans. Kicks to Young. Over Vonleh. And too long on the shot. Knicks trail by 8. Over to the left wing. Knox misses. Indiana's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Bogdanovich left side. It's Matthews on the wing. And it's off from three-point range. Here's Knox. He's covered by Matthews. Right through the D for the layup. And it's Evans with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. 17 points was their biggest margin. Here's Bogdanovich. That shot is off. And New York the other way now. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Indiana leading by 6. Three-pointer. Vonleh with the rebound. Vonleh's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And the foul on Miles Turner. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Thomas checked in for New York. Emmanuel Mudiay comes in for Dennis Smith. Knicks trail by 6. Mudiay with the ball. 15 points in the game. Passes it to Hazania. And the Knicks miss again.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
Here's Young. Ntilikina with the rebound. New York's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Turner, and that one clearly a foul, gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Boy, the hard work inside from Turner paying dividends. A real handful for the defense down low.
And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for Indiana?
I thought we might see the defense adjust at halftime to slow the break, but that has not been the case.
The number of second chance points they've gotten is also impressive. I mean, they've kept so many possessions alive with offensive rebounds.
The first free throw is good.
Boy, I tell you, Turner is a dominant force who imposes his will on whoever is on him. But what you have to like and respect is his work ethic.
The Knicks making a switch here. Dotson's checked in. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100% since halftime. Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
Here's Ntilikina. Poked away. Now Evans running the floor all by himself. Drops in the breakaway layup. Evans has got 9. Knicks trail by 10. Here's Ntilikina. Mudiay kicks to Dotson. Matthews with the steal. Oh, Turner in position.
Very skilled at getting to his spots on the floor. Turner, an assertive player on the offensive end.
Here's Ntilikina. Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. And Wes Matthews, a player who has done a great job, Clark, of recovering from a ruptured Achilles.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Kevin. That's not an easy injury to come back from. He had his injury in 2015 and has been one of the best examples of full recovery from what can be a devastating career-threatening injury. Reached out to DeMarcus Cousins when Cousins ruptured his Achilles to give him a voice of somebody who had already traveled that road.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Turner. Sabonis comes in for Young. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Bogdanovich. And it's Collison in for Evans. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Robinson's checked in for Noah Vonleh. Knicks trail by 12. Here's Dotson. New York, no good that time either. Indiana's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Matthews scanning the floor. And the basket by Collison. 8 points for him.
Tell you what, a player of his size needs that shot, the floater. It's invaluable for a guy like Collison.
Here's Hazanya. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Pacers leading by 14. The drive by Collison. Robinson with the block. And that'll be Indiana as it goes out of bounds. Pacers retain possession. Here's Matthews. Knicks trail by 14. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Ntilikina passes to Moutier. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Moutier's got 18 points.
Yeah, I like the feel Ntilikina showed there. I mean, nice sense of where he was and what was available.
And here's Collison, who will bring it up for the Pacers. Pass to McDermott. And O'Quinn kicks to Collison. The kick out to Matthews. McDermott for three. Buries the long-range jumper. McDermott's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. New York's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Moutier passes to Ntilikina. Back to Moutier. He feeds it to Robinson. And the dunk by Robinson.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and polish.
Trier, he's checked in for Frank Ntilikina.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And that one misses. Pacers leading by 12. Collison kicks to Matthews. The Knicks pull it in. Robinson's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. No one near Moutier as he lets it go. That miss makes him 7 for 12 from the field this game. Sabonis, the pass to McDermott. Poked loose, and the call will be against Emmanuel Moutier. That'll be his second foul of the game. Allen's checked in for New York. On defense, the Knicks down by 12.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
A shot by Trier, no good. Indiana's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Well, in terms of rebounding over the last 10 games, these are the rookies that have been head and shoulders above the rest. And he knocks down the first one.
Doug McDermott, a solid teammate because he embraces whatever his team asks of him, and he's a consistent perimeter threat.
Oladipo, he's checked in for Wesley Matthews. And a switcher also for New York. Knox is checked in. And McDermott drops them both. There's 1:38 left in the third quarter. Now here's Moutier. He's covered by Collison. Outside Robinson. 6 on the shot clock. The pass to Knox. The 3 kept alive. Robinson misses. On offense, here are the Pacers. They're on a 13-5 run. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. And that's 10 points for Darren Collison.
Sensing the opportunity there, Collison sneaking inside for the finish.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Knox the pass to Moutier. That's tipped.
Outstanding defensive instincts by Sabonis. Really good timing when to rise up to reject shots.
To the middle. Here's O'Quinn. The kick out to Oladipo. McDermott finds Oladipo. And the Pacers another three.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in. Locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
Now here's Moutier. He's got 18. New York needs to get off a shot. New York, no good that time either. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. It's the Pacers up 19. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Indianapolis. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Well, clearly he's the guy that stirs the drink for him, and that's how he does it, with his dynamite passing skills.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. Filling out the wings, it's Oladipo and Bogdanovic. Kyle O'Quinn out there with Sabonis. And it's Collison in at the one spot. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Here's Knox. Over Bogdanovic. Goes back up. Trier, that's good.
The tenacity on that interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
Outside Collison. Pass to Oladipo. Shot from the top of the key. The dish now to O'Quinn. Good, and it's Oladipo picking up the assist. Oladipo's got his 5th assist in this one. Knicks trail by 19. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. Moutier, no good. And here's Oladipo. He'll bring it up for Indiana. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin in the game. Outside, Bogdanovic. Passes it to Sabonis. Shot clock at 6. And the Pacers tack on 2 more.
Nice look there from Bogdanovic. The shooter keeping an eye peeled and open for the open man.
For New York, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. And there's the foul, and Darren Collison picks it up. That's it for him. He's fouled out of the game.
And he has to take that long, slow walk back to the bench here. He'll watch the rest of this one from the sideline.
The Pacers making a switch here. Joseph's checked in. Vonleh's checked in for the Knicks. Turner's checked in for Indiana. Matthews comes in for Joseph. Here's Vonleh. Got a hand on it. 3 on 3. Here's Bogdanovic. And the rejection by Smith. And he makes that one. New York shooting 43% from the field. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Down low, here's Robinson, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Clark, when you were playing to complement your inside game, you had that wonderful mid-range jumper, but more and more, players are going away from it.
I think it's all driven by analytics, Kevin. I mean, everything is about the three-point shot, efficiency of your possessions, go for 3 when you can or get it to the rim. And that makes sense from a mathematical standpoint. From a game standpoint, though, if a quality shot is a mid-range shot for a good shooter, I think you should take them all the time. I mean, that would just be my posture. So I differ with the analytics. I understand what they say. But if I was coaching, guys get a good mid-range jumper from a quality shooter, we're shooting it every time.
And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time. And Bogdanovich, a player who has bounced around the last few seasons.
Yeah, you know what? He's a guy that spaces the floor nicely, Kevin, and he's got a toughness to him that I think was undervalued and underappreciated across the league. He can make shots off the catch and shoot or coming off screens, and he also showed himself to be a better defender than people thought he was.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, no let up. The killer instinct on display, trying to put this team away. I love the tenacity.
New York, no good that time either. Here's Indiana. Good momentum, 8 straight points. Basket, good.
The tenacity, the attention to detail. It's why these guys are in complete control.
And you know what, Greg? They are crushing it on both ends. I mean, in total control right now.
Picked away. Here's Knox. He's covered by Bogdanovich. Count it, good.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
And Matthews kicks to Turner. He dishes it to Oladipo. Over in the corner, Matthews. Good, and it's Oladipo picking up the assist.
And Matthews crosses up the defense with his catch-and-shoot J. You can't afford to lay off of him.
Oladipo against Smith. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. In the recent CBA, there have been a lot of provisions put in there for retired players. Health insurance, increase in pensions, Clark, reimbursement for tuition. What do you think of these changes?
Love them, Kevin. Absolutely love them. And again, credit to the league and to the Players Association for thinking outside the box, reaching back to benefit some of the former players that are actually in need of these benefits and deserving of them. Come on now. Those guys paved the way in many ways for what we see of the league now. And most players appreciate and recognize that. And for it to be tangibly recognized and rewarded is great to see. I love him.
And the Knicks making a change here. Cornette's checked in. Ellenson comes in for Vonleh. Thomas checked in, and Allen subbed in for Dennis Smith. Thomas kicks to Cornette. Here's Trier. Drains it from beyond the arc. Trier's got 6 in the quarter. Oh boy, looks like he was injured there.
And that's the one thing you just really can't control or even guard against, and that's injury.
Yeah, you know, aside from some of the player protection rules, which have been of benefit, a lot of it just comes down to what the body can withstand.
Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Indiana. Now, here's Joseph. Thaddeus Young on the wing. Hezonja defending. Turner passes to Young. His 3-pointers off the mark. The Knicks have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Ntilikina can't hit. And so it's Joseph with it. He'll bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Here's Turner. Young trying to break free. And Turner with the basket on the assist from Young.
Boy, games like this really show Turner is the full package. When he puts it all together, it's special.
Here's Trier. He's covered by Matthews. Vonleh dishes to Smith. 6 on the shot clock. Here's the 3. Bogdanovich grabs the miss. Bogdanovich has got his 6th rebound on the night. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And for his whole career, Thaddeus Young has been a player not afraid, Greg, of attacking defenders head on.
Young has such a great first burst of speed. He really is a handful to deal with. Gets a lot of transition buckets that way, and in the half court can set up teammates by creating space. In the latter part of his career, I think he's taken on more of a vocal leadership role as well.
That free throw good from Young. Clark fast break fundamentals, center the ball, run two wings on each side, have another guy set up from outside, last guy trailing. We don't see that much convention.
No, we don't, Kevin, and I'm chuckling because I know it grinds the gears of a lot of basketball purists, mine included. I really don't like to see guys fan out to the three when the layup is readily available. It's part and parcel of how it's played now, but I think there's a balance. I think you should still be running for layups and use the three in transition, maybe in a delayed fashion versus the primary break fashion.
You see a lot of turnovers, too, a lot of missed opportunities on the break these days.
Yeah, great point, Kevin. You're right. Guys trying to get that ball out to the three instead of taking the easy layup opportunity. Agree with you 100% there.
Here's Leaf following the score by New York. Here's Evans. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now.
And Cornette gets it to go.
Yeah, and Smith doing a nice job getting his teammates involved. Terrific at spotting the open man.
Joseph against Smith. Young finds Turner. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Evans passes to Joseph. Over Smith. Shot by Joseph, no good.
And I love how his teammates have stepped up for him. He's struggling, but they're ramping it up and getting it done this quarter.
And he gets it to go.
And Ntilikina is skilled, really skilled at getting good position in the post. I mean, he uses his quick instincts and understanding of the positioning to score inside.
Now here's Joseph. Evans outside. Turner inside. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
Confident in the paint, Turner knows he can cash in from this area.
Smith surveying the D. Out to the wing. No one near him. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Now here's Turner. A three-pointer is right on target.
Not shy from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Love the mentality there, I tell you. I know I've never coached, but, man, playing to win and being aggressive even with the lead as opposed to being safe and going into prevent offense, I'll take the former all day long. Play to win.
Tyreke Evans not the biggest free agent this past offseason, but, Greg, many teams vied for his services.
Pacers were able to win out, and he should be a good fit. Can act as another playmaker and ball handler for the team. Turned down playing with the Warriors, Lakers, and Thunder to come to this Indiana squad.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And he can't get the first one. Clark, these days, less emphasis on divisional rivalries, more emphasis, it seems, on conference rivalries. Are you reading that the same way?
Yeah, I am, and I think part of it is because winning your division doesn't necessarily affect your playoff seeding the way it used to. And I think if we get rid of conferences, the rivalries could shift again. So I've already laid out my position on conferences. Let's stay East and West.
Good on the second free throw.
And one difference this have is that when they get to the line, they're converting.
Ntilikina kicks to Robinson. Dishes it to Smith. Over Joseph. Smith gets it to go on the assist by Robinson. And that's 13 points for Smith.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
Now here's Evans. Feeds to Young. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Vonleh's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Time now for an injury report. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge for an update on Victor Oladipo. David.
Thanks, Kevin. I got some news from the Pacers' head athletic trainer. After taking a look, he informed me that it doesn't look too bad. They're going to hold him out for the rest of the game, and though they don't think he'll be out long, they haven't ruled out the chance that he could miss additional games as well. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks for checking in and letting us know how he's doing.
And let's just hope that he doesn't have any setbacks during his recovery.
Yeah, I'm with you there, guys. One thing we know is that he's not going to let it get him down. I mean, it'll only motivate him to work harder to get back as soon as possible.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
And Joseph kicks to Evans. You look at rebounding now, Clark. Teams relying less on one guy and more on collective team rebounding, especially, it seems, on the defensive end.
Yeah, and you think about it, Kevin, with the space and pace game, positionless basketball, if you will, or versatile basketball that takes place, more guys are spread out and away from the goal. Bigger guys are not always camped in the lane, so everybody's got to rebound the ball, more so today than in past decades, because, again, the three-point shots are coming at a rapid rate. Longer rebounds are available now, so everybody's got to be attuned to rebounding the ball.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
New York's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Here's Dotson. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts.
Oh, that's some fancy ball handling right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble?
Evans finds Bogdanovich. Back to Evans. Dotson with the rebound. The Knicks shooting a respectable 47% from the field in this one. Thomas, no good.
Not his forte. I don't care how open you are. He should not be taking that shot.
It's taken away by Smith. And here comes Smith leading the fast break. Ahead, and the dunk by Vonleh.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
A lot of super teams trying to form right now, Clark, in the NBA. Golden State, one of them. Talk about some of the sacrifices stars have to make, for instance, in Houston, when they join forces.
Kevin, that's such a great point, and one that's often just overlooked or underemphasized, the sacrifices you have to make to be a championship team, and usually that starts at the top of your roster with your best players. And sometimes they have to bend and mold their games to the people around them. So that's the hard part of it. Just because you put together a lot of talent, as we've seen, doesn't mean you're going to win a championship. So the sacrifices, the commitment, those are big parts of contending for titles.
New York shooting it brilliantly here lately, 60% from the field.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Indiana.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
And they're able to even the score of this series at a game apiece. Still, 2 more to go in the season series.
Hard to say now how the final 2 games between them will play out, Greg, but one thing's certain. I mean, they're going to go at each other. This has become a very intense matchup.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Victor Oladipo.
You can't look back at too many major moments in this game and not see his imprint put all over it.
And so here is Indiana. The Knicks making the shot. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Turner passes to O'Quinn. Here's Joseph. Banked in off the glass.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
As long as required, Greg. I mean, you can tell they want to put this thing to bed.
Dotson. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound. Now Holiday. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Victor. You've been really playing well on offense of late. What's going right for you at that end of the floor?
Patience, man, experience, belief, faith, all the above, man. Just coming out here working on my game. I'm just going to continue to keep growing, continue to keep staying close to my teammates, continue to keep working hard, and continue to keep getting better.
That is a crowded locker room with all those things in there. Thanks, Victor. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.